Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my channel. Hope you're all doing awesome in this crazy world. Okay, let's talk about Capricorn Navamsha after Sagittarius Navamsha. Now, Capricorn Navamsha is a sign of free will. The signs 3, 6, 10 and 11 are all free wills. The signs of Mercury and the signs of Saturn are all free will. If you ask, everything is predetermined in Jyotish. This is your karma, this is your path, and this is what blah 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 you have to do in life. Well, where is the free will, you might ask? Well, these are the signs of free will. Wherever they are placed, in whichever house they are placed according to ascendants and so on. So Capricorn Navamsha is the highest point of free will. There is no rules here. You are free to choose on a day-to-day basis what you want to do, what you want to achieve. It's the day-to-day activity and it does not require a remedy. I'll say that again. Capricorn Navamsha does not require remedy. It requires to get up from your backside and move and do something in this world. That's what Capricorn Navamsha stands for. And especially if you're an ascendant Capricorn Navamsha, your whole life will be about your free will. Going forward after 30 or after getting married, Capricorn stands for muddy swamp kind of waters. It's a swamp, okay? Dirty waters, you can't see clearly, muddy waters. You have to find your way through the murky stuff of life. That is Capricorn Navamsha. Capricorn is what you have decided in your head that this is what I'm going to do. Your personal intention behind all the fluff of social media is what counts in Capricorn Navamsha. Capricorn wants to do construction. So whatever planet sits here, it wants to construct those things, not necessarily physical construction. Maybe that if Mars is here. But what about the others? Whenever you have any planet in Capricorn Navamsha, you want to do construction of that planet signification. If it's Mars, it may be construction of buildings. If it is Venus, it might be construction of new form of aesthetics. If it's Mercury, you might want to do more of construction of new spiritual, not spiritual, what am I looking for? More kind of thinking, intellectual patterns, new kind of intellect. That's Mercury. Jupiter might be more inclined towards rules and regulations of spirituality. Ketu with Jupiter might be more of that. So after the age of 30 to 33, you will start seeing Capricorn Navamsha play in your life, whether you're married or not. It'll kick in. Capricorn always goes by rules and procedures, just like Jupiter. These are the two great teachers in astrology, Saturn and Jupiter. They are different styles. Saturn will teach you it's slow, methodical, very structured, very disciplined, day to day. That's Saturn. It is slow building up of your maturity. That is Saturn. So, if you want the predictive path, at the age of 26, something career will change for good. If any planet goes into Capricorn, you are just a servant of that planet. Saturn is a servant, a Shudra. It loves to serve. It loves to serve the masses. That's its signature, folks. So any planet going into Capricorn, you become a servant of that. If it's Venus, good luck. You become a servant of your spouse. If it's Mercury, you become a servant of your own intellect. If it's Jupiter, you become a servant of some guru. You look for gurus and you become servant of that guru. You actually work for it. And the secret here is, planets, points appear more in your Capricorn Navamsha if you have ended up using that excessively in your last life or in your past lives. Now you have to work for that. You have to earn your bread for that, so to speak. So now you're here to become a servant of that planet. Capricorn is changing the foundation right where your foundation would be shaken out and changing. That's why you are being a servant, because you have to improve and change that pattern you had from past lives. Saturn here might make you a workaholic. You have a lot of knowledge related to rules and procedures, how to deal with it. Okay? But if it's Capricorn Navamsha and Rahu sits along with Saturn, you become sort of a cheating. You find shortcuts. Rahu's theme was he was cheated out of it. So he is a cheating kind of mentality. Unorthodox, going against the grain. Rahu does not even care about the gods. It wants to do something else. I will invent my own heaven is the way of Rahu. Doing things its own way, more on a dark side. If it is Saturn sitting with Rahu in Capricorn Navamsha, Mercury here becomes servant of the kids. Remember, everything will become servant of. And it's your intent, how you deal with this. There is no rules here. The only rule is you have to learn slow and steady through life. So Mercury in Capricorn Navamsha becomes a servant of children, servant of talking and speaking. These people become writing coaches, so to speak. Remedy, if at all you want to call it that, is help children. Okay? Mars here will have a solid body. Mars does not look in his self-interest. Mars just does good and the bad deal. Mars here will do construction of buildings, the builders, the whole corrupt nexus of builders in India right now. All the real estate scams going on for quite some time. They will have Mars in Capricorn Navamsha. That makes the builders. So you become a slave of buildings. You have to construct something. Capricorn is construction, Mars is the land, therefore construction. Rahu cannot sit here or cannot do one business for a long period of time. Rahu is always restless, always wanting things multiple times. I have spoken of this even in my shorts. Needs change continuously, always gets messy jobs, messy people, messy businesses, messy positions. And when everything isn't done, you will find some other messiness to go and work for. Capricorn is work. Ketu here, on the other hand, the other side of things, will do business work, and when business is running, he'll give it to somebody else and move on. Ketu does not rule. It is a kingmaker, it is not a king. King has to be Sun. Moon here might become slave to emotions, emotional food consumption, big issues with land because this is the 4th house. The whole objective of this person's life may be to make relations based on actions, based on mother, based on local masses, based on relating to food. You might be even doing a food business, a cafe, a restaurant, something like that. Construction of water sources. Maybe you're working for water supply companies. It can be really mundane like this, okay? Not necessarily everything in Jyotish is, super spiritual in nature. Venus here might get addicted to money, addicted to luxuries, cannot leave it. Is actually got to work for it. Will work for spouse. Disappointments in relationship because this particular person wants relationship to follow some sort of guidelines or procedures. A sort of fanaticism in relationships. Can become a relationship coach as a result. Take a look at all the relationship coaches and what kind of relations they themselves had. You'll get an idea. People who end up coaching something, they have learnt very hard lessons from that, isn't it? That's how they end up teaching others about it. So here, Venus in Capricorn, good luck, you're a slave to your spouse. This person may not be able to live with a family, will have to leave house just to make a choice, either for profession or either with wife. You have to take a pick, one of the two, as soon as you get married, by the way. Jupiter here will think about religion, will think about society, will think about morals, rules, guidelines, like I said in Sagittarius Navamsha. It's a planet for society. They do not want to hurt people while making decisions throughout the day. Jupiter here will not do things unless it is right for the masses. This is exaltation of Jupiter in that context, because this Jupiter will not make you do wrong things for the masses. They will provide guidelines for the masses. They will not do any business which is in a cheating kind of line. They will tell the truth for what the truth is. This is the highest truth calling that Jupiter can get in Jupiter in Capricorn Navamsha. Sun, on the other hand, has funny things like it does not offer people chair to sit on. Do not involve government in your business, because Sun here becomes kind of a trapped. Capricorn is muddy waters. Sun is the king of light. And Sun represents government, legal issues. So you might get in trouble with government if you're having businesses relating to the government. Stay in your own lane. Do things for the masses with the right ethical compass. Then you might get along fine. Why? Because Sun and Saturn are traditionally enemies. The traditional father and son enmity is Sun and Saturn. It is sitting in the sign of Saturn. Okay? So be careful of this. Be careful of your ethics. Do things like selfless king, like Lord Rama. If you want the Sun, just see the history of Lord Rama in Vedic tradition. You will know everything about what the Sun should be doing. Selfless king for the masses. And Saturn will not trouble you, since you are sitting in the sign of Saturn in Navamsha. Now let's read into the rest of the details.
Navamsha, as internal self, after 30 years maturity, after marriage. The Capricorn Navamsha. Before we step into Capricorn Navamsha, I want you to pause and feel the weight of time for a moment. Navamsha does not rush. It reveals itself only after life has asked something serious of you. After Saturn maturity, after responsibility, after disappointment, after commitment, after marriage, when effort is no longer optional and consistency is no longer negotiable. Capricorn Navamsha is where the soul stops dreaming and starts building. If Sagittarius asked, what is the meaning of life? Capricorn asks something quieter but far more demanding. What are you actually willing to carry day after day without applause? This Navamsha is not romantic. It is not dramatic. It is sober, disciplined, realistic, and deeply karmic. Capricorn Navamsha wakes up when you realize that freedom without structure collapses and ideals without responsibility evaporate. After 30, planets placed here begin to express themselves through endurance, restraint, accountability, and long-term vision. Marriage accelerates this dramatically because partnership becomes a contract of shared effort, not just shared feeling. Capricorn Navamsha is the soul growing up. Let's walk through how each planet behaves when the internal self is wired toward duty, maturity, and results. When the Sun enters Capricorn Navamsha, identity becomes tied to responsibility. After 30, you stop needing to be liked and start needing to be reliable. Do you notice your self-respect now comes from fulfilling obligations rather than receiving validation? You feel strongest when you are needed and trusted. Marriage reveals this clearly. You lead by providing stability, not by dominance. If this Sun operates through the first house of the Navamsha, you mature visibly, carrying authority quietly. Through the 10th, your life purpose revolves around building something lasting, respected, and socially meaningful. When the Moon enters Capricorn Navamsha, emotional expression becomes contained. After 30, feelings deepen but are rarely displayed. Do you notice that you process emotions internally, preferring composure over vulnerability? You seek emotional security through structure and predictability. In marriage, love is shown through consistency, not emotional display. If the Moon operates through the 4th house, home becomes a place of order and responsibility. Through the 7th, emotional safety depends on mutual reliability and respect. When Mars enters Capricorn Navamsha, raw ambition crystallizes into disciplined effort. After 30, your drive becomes strategic, patient, and unstoppable. Do you notice how you now conserve energy and act only when the outcome matters? This is Mars at its strongest internally. In marriage, you take responsibility seriously and expect effort from your partner as well. If Mars operates through the 3rd house, communication becomes firm and authoritative. Through the 10th, career ambition turns into long-term leadership and achievement. When Mercury enters Capricorn Navamsha, the mind becomes practical, structured, and outcome-oriented. After 30, you speak less but mean more. Do you find yourself cutting away unnecessary conversation? In marriage, clarity matters more than emotional reassurance. If Mercury operates through the 2nd house, your speech carries authority and realism. Through the 6th, you excel in planning, administration, and problem-solving under pressure. When Jupiter enters Capricorn Navamsha, wisdom is earned the hard way. After 30, belief systems become realistic and grounded. Do you notice that blind optimism no longer satisfies you? You believe in effort, discipline, and earned growth. In marriage, values are expressed through responsibility rather than philosophy. If Jupiter operates through the fifth house, you guide others through lived experience. Through the ninth, your spiritual path becomes disciplined, practical, and rooted in real-world ethics. When Venus enters Capricorn Navamsha, love matures. After 30, romance is expressed through commitment, loyalty, and long-term planning. Do you feel less interested in fleeting passion and more drawn to stable partnership? In marriage, affection may be understated but deeply dependable. If Venus operates through the seventh house, partnership is built on respect and shared goals. Through the second, values revolve around security, savings, and sustainable comfort. When Saturn enters Capricorn Navamsha, the soul is in familiar territory. After 30, responsibility becomes second nature. Do you feel life placing heavier loads on your shoulders? And do you notice that you can actually carry them now? Marriage becomes a serious karmic contract here. If Saturn operates through the sixth house, you develop extraordinary resilience. Through the 10th, authority and recognition come slowly but last a lifetime. When Rahu enters Capricorn Navamsha, ambition intensifies sharply. After 30, you hunger for status, achievement, and tangible success. Do you feel driven to prove yourself through work and accomplishment? Marriage may amplify career focus. If Rahu operates through the first house, identity becomes shaped by ambition. Through the 10th, the climb toward power, leadership, or recognition becomes consuming. When Ketu enters Capricorn Navamsha, detachment from worldly ambition begins quietly. After 30, you may feel oddly empty after achievements you once chased. Do you notice moments where success feels hollow? You begin questioning what responsibility truly means. In marriage, you need space from constant pressure. If Ketu operates through the fifth house, creativity becomes minimalistic and inward. Through the eighth, you detach from control and learn surrender through life's deeper tests. Capricorn Navamsha ultimately asks you one of the most sobering questions after Saturn maturity and marriage reshape you. What are you willing to commit to, even when motivation fades and nobody is watching? Because this Navamsha does not reward excitement. It rewards endurance. It rewards integrity. It rewards those who show up every single day. And when you answer that call, something profound happens. You stop fearing responsibility. You stop fearing time. You stop fearing the weight of life. You become steady. You become trustworthy. You become unshakable. I shall see you in the next Navamsha. Meanwhile, you take very good care of yourself today.